Good morning, everyone. We are continuing in these very deep and profound words of Rav Wolbe today, where he's describing to us the difference between hashgacha klalis, which is a more general type of intervention that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has over a person's life, and hashgacha pratis, which is the intimate and personal relationship that HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes with each and every one of us. And he was describing yesterday this concept that the Hamain Am, the average person in the world, exists in the realm of hashgacha klalis, which is a more general type of intervention that Hashem has, while the tzaddikim, the righteous, and the people of great piety on high levels of spiritual ascension, they live in the complete world of hashgacha pratis, where every single little detail of their life is being governed solely by the Ribbono Shel Olam. And he's going to explain today a little bit more, what exactly does that mean? Is it possible that there are things that are taking place in our lives as we understand that we're not living the life of tzaddikim, of the most righteous of all men and women? We're far from fulfilling every precept of the Torah with all of the holiness and sanctity and the purity of our thoughts. So we're the average Jew. Is it possible that the average Jew doesn't have hashgacha pratis in his life? How does that work? So he brings from the Saba Mikkel, who's the author of Kelm, of Simcha Zissel, Bride of Kelm. And he writes the following: Mevayer she'af mi she'eno b'madrege zu shel hashgacha pratis. Someone who is not on this high level of hashgacha pratis, where he's the individual in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching over every single detail of his life, the tzaddik, the righteous person, bevadai HaKadosh Baruch Hu yedei ma shekara itai. Certainly, though, you have to understand that HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows everything that is happening to you. Ella, rather, shenigzar alav liyimasa lechuki hateva. But Hashem, in His infinite wisdom, in the way that He deals with a person, He decrees that you should be given over to the chuki hateva, to the laws of nature. What does that mean? And he explains: Im al pi mahalach hateva hu amalach lois hu yichale. If according to the laws of nature this person is deserving of getting sick, so yichale, they're going to get sick. If according to the laws of nature, such a person is supposed to lose their parnasa, their livelihood, the deal is going to fall through, he's going to lose it. So too further, in all different events of this person's life, he's going to be directed according to the laws of nature. But this itself is not a contradiction to the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is intimately involved in every single detail of his life. And still, how do we explain these words of the author of Kelm, of Simcha Zissel? How do we explain that Hashem gives us over into the hands of the laws of nature, physical and spiritual, yet at the same time there's something called hashgacha pratis, where there is complete, unadulterated divine intervention in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching over all of our deeds? So on this, to explain a little bit more, the author writes the following: It's impossible to say, God forbid, that the event that is taking place in this person's life is without the Ritzayna, without the will of Hashem. Chalila v'chalila, God forbid. In ba'olam shum metzius mi'atzma bli ratzayin mamtzia metzius b'chal prat. There's nothing that is taking place in this world without the will of the Ribbono Shel Olam, in the great general things that are taking place in the world, and the pratim and the details as well. Everything is Hashem. Amnam, nevertheless, Hashem created two ways in which He accesses this world. Mahalach hativi, there's natural state of being, or mahalach hanisi, and then there's the miraculous way in which He runs the world. Mahalach hativi hu kefi mareches hashemayim. The nature, the natural way of the world, that goes according to the laws of nature, and the mareches shemayim, the astrological sun, moon, stars, under this world, in this world as we speak. And the world was set up in such a way, Hashem wants it to exist. He wants it to thrive. He wants us to grow. He wants people to come to be born and to populate the world. And it's all coming through the Torah which HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into this world, our learning, our mitzvahs, our chesed, our perfection of ourself. All of that gives strength to the world to be able to exist even according to the laws of nature. Someone who doesn't keep the Torah according to all of the details, this person then gets left in the world of underneath the stars. He gets left in the world of Teva, the nature that Hashem has set up. Hein rav, hein ma'at, whether a lot or a little. This is where Hashem conceals himself, kifi mishpat hashgacha elyoina, according to his divine intervention, the way that he watches over everything. Says the Alter of Kelm, we just have to expound a little bit so we should understand today that certainly HaKadosh Baruch Hu is involved in every detail of one's life. There's no doubt about that. But there is a way in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu deals with the average person, that since that he is not under the umbrella of tzaddikim, of the righteous, he's not worthy of having a supernatural, miraculous existence all of the time. And therefore Hashem set up the world in such a way that he wants it to grow and to thrive. He wants things to be running perfectly and beautifully. So he is involved in the running of the world, but it's almost like it's a little bit removed from the miraculous way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can do it. However, tzaddikim, the righteous, they're constantly living a life in which the Shekhinah is revealing itself to them in every little single detail. So in both ways, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is involved. The question is, how deep is the involvement of Hashem? For the righteous who follow everything that it says in the Torah, they deserve a higher level of Hashgacha Pratis. For the Hamoin Am, the Poshet Yid, the simple Jew, as we all are, yes, of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is involved in our life, and yes, he knows everything, and yes, he's aware of everything, and yes, he is decreeing everything the way that it should turn out. But he's left it more into the laws of nature because we ourselves don't have the stronger connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. May we be Zeicha im Yetza Hashem, that as we continue learning through the ideas and the concepts of Emunah, and we strengthen ourselves in the aspect of our faith and our trust in Hashem, that it lifts us up to newer madregas, newer levels in the way in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu views us and thinks about us, that he sees us as, in the area of Emunah at least, perhaps closer to the tzaddikim than just the Pashat Yid, the simple Jew. And in that way, Be'ez Hashem, we will be zeicha ourselves to the Ha'aras Panim, to this great holy countenance of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, where his Shekhinah will be intimately involved in every little detail and aspect of our lives. Wishing everybody a wonderful day, a day filled with Emunah, filled with bitachon, and filled with the divine presence, the Shekhinah HaKadosha, involved in your life every step of the way. All the best.